Goku and Broly had their first encounter with Raditz, and not only that, Vegeta and Nappa are on their way to Earth, as they're trying to find a way to convince Kakarot and Broly to fight Frieza for them. Will they be able to convince him? Find out in this part 3 of What If Broly Was Sent to Earth. Goku and Broly are still waiting for the Saiyans to arrive, so to pass the time, they do training. Raditz is still on Earth, of course, he never left. And both Goku and Broly don't like him that much, as he did try to kidnap Gohan, but they don't have to worry about that as he is under their constant watch. If Raditz tries anything funny, they'll take care of him. But this does come across Goku's mind. Maybe he should train Gohan a little bit. Now he knows that Gohan doesn't want to be a fighter, but it should be good for him to at least know how to defend himself. He should take him to Master Roshi so he can learn martial arts. But sooner or later, Raditz does try to pry information out of Goku about Broly. He would go as Broly himself, but they're not on the best of terms. He's actually kind of scared of him. But he does want to know how he got here and why is he so strong. And Goku doesn't tell him much, only that Broly arrived to Earth before him and that he was always freakishly strong. But that's why Goku always strives to get stronger, so he can keep up with Broly. And Raditz knows something that should help him grow much faster. He tells him that the gravity is weak on this planet. On their home planet, it was 10 times this gravity. And Goku thinks about that. Yeah, that might be a great idea. It'll be a great way to get stronger much faster. Maybe Bulma can build them some kind of gravity room for them to train in. And that's what Bulma does. She builds them gravity room, and that's the place where they stay at to train. Both Goku, Broly, and surprisingly Raditz. He knows that he'll probably never catch up to those two, but he can at least be stronger than Vegeta and Nappa. That will show him. They're always looking down on him. But now, after this training, he'll be the superior one. And Broly questions Goku. Is he sure that Raditz should be training in here? And Goku tells Broly that it's fine. He's nowhere near as strong as them, and he could tell that he's trying to be on his best behavior. It's been months since he arrived here, and he could tell that he's starting to change a little bit. A year passes and Nappa and Vegeta landed on Earth. And when they arrive, they don't antagonize Goku or Broly that much, due to them knowing how strong these two are. But they do hate the thought of a low-class warrior being that powerful. And they don't know what Broly is, but they assume if he was sent here with Kakarot, he must also be a low-class warrior. Goku and Broly do welcome them to attack him, but it just won't end pretty for them. Instead of fighting them, Vegeta wants them to bring out their full power, so that they can see that the trip here was actually worth it and Raditz wasn't lying. And they see that he actually is that powerful. Raditz wasn't lying. Two low-class warriors are actually that strong. And it makes Vegeta think, could they be the Super Saiyan of legend? No, it can't be. If anyone's going to be the Super Saiyan, it's going to be him. He's an elite. He's the prince. But now they actually have to try to convince him to come fight Frieza for them. But Vegeta does have a couple things in his favor. One, it seems like Kakarot and Broly are seemingly looking for a challenge. Well, more so of Kakarot. He's always out trying to look for stronger warriors to fight. And secondly, it seems like they care about this dumb planet. Maybe he could lie to him and tell him that this planet's on Frieza's radar, which actually wouldn't really even be a lie. With all three of them coming here to this one planet, it would probably raise suspicion of Frieza why they came here. And they also read Kakarot and Broly's insane power levels. If that goes on the Scouter's records, Frieza could see it, and that would definitely be a concern to him. So now they try to convince Goku and Broly, telling them all about Frieza. They heard most of it from Raditz, but Vegeta goes even more into detail. And Vegeta even included a lie to seal the deal. Frieza's gonna come and attack Earth. It's now on Frieza's radar. This part may actually be true, but they don't have no way to confirm it. And all of this makes Broly wonder, if Frieza's gonna come here anyway, why not just wait here for him? It'll be way more easier for them to stay here and be more prepared and trained. Cause if they leave the planet, Frieza could arrive on this planet when they leave. So both of them decide that they're gonna stay here and train until Frieza arrives. Vegeta then tells them about Frieza's army and how they could attack Earth and put all his friends and family in danger. And they're actually not too worried about it. Their friends are actually very strong, so they know that they can handle it. And Goku has a son who is a hybrid Saiyan. And what they heard from Raditz, hybrids have a lot of potential. So if they train up Gohan, he can get incredibly strong too. And Vegeta sees that his lie about Frieza coming to Earth kinda backfired on him. So he's gonna have to do something that will get Frieza's attention to come out here. Maybe if he'll come out with another lie saying like the wish orbs are here, maybe he will come out here. He doesn't want to do it this second though, cause he does want to give him some time to train. But he can't wait too long as Frieza will catch on. So they all finally agree and decided. The battle with Frieza is going to take place here on Earth, with Goku and Broly fighting Frieza and the rest of them fighting his army. Goku thinks this is a great idea, but Broly is still suspicious. He doesn't trust these Saiyans. Raditz has been here for a year and he still doesn't completely trust him. But one thing that they can verify for sure is that they're telling the truth about Frieza. They had a chat with King Kai and he confirmed it. Now he isn't for sure if Frieza does have his eyes on Earth, but everything about Frieza being a tyrant and going around destroying planets, that's all true. And King Kai does warn Goku and Broly. Even though they have a lot of power, Frieza is still strong. But Goku tells King Kai not to worry. They'll grow insanely stronger by the time Frieza arrives, and he'll have his friends prepared for his army. He knows that they can handle it. And with that, Goku and Broly then split up to go warn everybody about Frieza and his army. They get the other Z-Fighters together, which consists of Krillin, Tien, Chaozu, and Yamcha. And Bulma even gives them their own gravity room to train in. And Goku makes Gohan train with Master Roshi so he can learn the basics of fighting. He did take some convincing to Chi-Chi, but hearing about the threat that's coming, she allows him to train Gohan. And after that, Gohan goes train with the Earthlings. But he doesn't always train with them, as time to time he does train with the Saiyans. Raditz does tell Goku that it would be good for Gohan to at least get some real Saiyan training, as he thinks that those Earthlings will hold him back. And Goku tells him that he really shouldn't underestimate them, but it still would be good for Gohan to at least train with his father. Months has gone by with everyone's intense training, and one day they feel a huge power coming towards Earth. And Vegeta is shocked. It seems like Frieza really was coming to Earth. It looks like he didn't lie to them after all. This works better. And it's just not one huge power they feel a lot of powers on that ship. It must have brought his entire army. But Vegeta's not worried. By all their training, they can handle this entire army, and just leave Frieza to Kakarot and Broly. Vegeta still views Broly and Kakarot as their ultimate weapon. He knows that Kakarot was just a normal low-class Saiyan who just got stronger. But as for Broly, he doesn't know what's going on with him. Seems like he always had insane power. He might be some kind of mutant. It's something he has to think more about later. But for now, they have to deal with Frieza. But before we get into it, let's go over some power levels. Broly is the strongest with a power level of 6 million. He's been training in the gravity room, and he could have gotten strong if he trained with the other Saiyans, but he didn't trust them enough, and he only trained with Goku. But with his rage, he can get a lot more stronger. They don't know actually where his power caps at when he's enraged. But Goku's at the same strength as Broly, with a base power of 6 million. He trained a lot in the gravity room and with other Saiyans. And as we've seen in Dragon Ball Super, Whis did explain that Saiyans training with other Saiyans does help him grow a lot stronger. And not only that, they had the gravity room too, which also helped a lot. And next up is actually surprisingly Raditz, with a power level of 3 million. He actually did get a head start with gravity training a year earlier than the other two Saiyans. So with even more training and even more training partners, he grew a lot more stronger. Which he is glad that he's finally ahead of Vegeta and Nappa, putting them in their place. And next up is Vegeta at a power level of 1 million, with Nappa being behind him at 750,000. Next up is Gohan with a power level of 350,000. With gravity training and training with other Saiyans, and having his hybrid potential, he actually grew a lot. And they did notice that Gohan does have some kind of rage boost that really skyrockets his power. It's kind of like Broly's, which makes Goku kind of freak out because he thinks that Gohan's going to go berserk like Broly. He knows that soon he's going to have to get that rage in check. And lastly, we got the Earthlings at 200,000. Now they couldn't do the same intense training as the Saiyans, but they still did gravity training and they grew a lot from it. Everyone that sees Frieza's army leave Frieza's ship, so everyone goes in to attack them, and they beat them with ease, taking them out one by one. As Goku and Broly then see one more person get off the ship, and they have the biggest power of them all. That must be him, Frieza. And Frieza sees that those must be the people with the exceptionally high power levels, the ones that he saw on the Scouter's records. And he's surprised to see that they're Saiyans. That's why Vegeta came here. He was planning a rebellion. He knew that his sudden disappearance was suspicious. He kinda hoped that him and the other Saiyans died, but something told him that wasn't the case, as he found a recording of him communicating to Raditz through a Scouter, saying that they're gonna arrive here to meet someone named Kakarot, which seems like a Saiyan's name. Which seems to be the case, as he doesn't see one Saiyan, there's two. He hates how there's even more of them, but he's gonna have to take care of this, as he's finally gonna wipe the rest of the Saiyans from this universe. Frieza can instantly recognize one of them. He looks like that Saiyan that rebelled against him long ago. He must be his son, and apparently he's Raditz's brother. And Raditz was a weakling, so he shouldn't have no trouble with him. But that other Saiyan, he doesn't recognize him. Maybe he's just another random one who was sent here as well as a survivor. Broly then tells Goku that he wants to go against Frieza first. But Goku says this is not fair, as he wants to fight Frieza. So they decide to rock, paper, scissors, and Broly won. And Frieza's getting angry at this. Why are they treating this like it's a game? So Broly goes up to fight Frieza first in his first form. And Broly is actually kinda underwhelmed with Frieza. Frieza then goes into his second form and it's still the same case. And when he transforms into his third form, he starts to gain a little bit of ground, but Broly then shows off more power. And Broly starts to think that this is kind of a shame. He thought that Frieza was much more powerful than this. And this only serves off to piss off Frieza even more, because Broly is mocking him, this Saiyan, mocking him, the Emperor of the Universe. He should be beneath him. No, he is beneath him, as Frieza then transforms into his final form. And he decides right off the bat to bring out 50% of his power. And Broly actually begins to struggle in this fight, and Broly's actually glad to see that Frieza has more strength. So does he, as he then transforms into Raffle. And this puts them dead even against each other. Goku is sitting there watching, and he's amazed with their fight. He still wishes that he was up there fighting, but watching is just as good. And he's still surprised that this Saiyan can still fight against him even at 50% of his full power. Then one thought crosses Frieza's mind. Could he be the Super Saiyan? But that can't be. That's impossible. It was just a myth. He can't lose here. He's not gonna lose here. Frieza then decides that enough is enough, as he then goes full power. And this is bad, as Frieza now significantly outclasses Broly. But Broly is still fighting, and he's actually adapting and growing even more stronger. He's catching up to Frieza. But Broly struggles to do so. That's when Goku decides to jump in and help Broly. The both of them then attack Frieza together, and they're actually surprisingly handling their own. But for a moment, Frieza is able to knock Broly away, so now Goku's fighting Frieza alone. Frieza then beats Goku relentlessly, with Frieza laughing, saying that the tables are finally turned into his favor. He's finally on top again. Broly then sees this, enraging him, trying to rush back into the battle. But then Frieza does something. He decides to finish off this Saiyan, as he then launches a huge beam through Goku's chest. Goku dies right there, as the attack was fatal. There wasn't even enough time to give him a senzu bean to help him. Broly witnesses Goku's death, and he's pushed over the edge. Right now he feels so much immense rage, on a whole new level, even more than when Grandpa Gohan died. This made Broly snap, as his hair color starts to change, and his power has increased dramatically, as he is losing complete control. Broly's hair then starts turning into a golden color, and his aura turns into a mixture of gold and green. Frieza then sees this, as Broly's eyes then turn blank. His aura then explodes, sending everyone flying back, even Frieza, as Broly stands there floating there, as he then launches a scream, firing ki blasts everywhere. The Saiyans then look and see, as Broly has transformed into a Super Saiyan, and he has gone completely berserk, which is where we'll leave this part off. What did you guys think of this what if part? And do you want to see more? If you do, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It supports me and it supports the channel, showing me that you want to see more what ifs. Thank you guys for watching. I'm DBZ Anarchy, and I'll see you guys in the next video.